everyone, welcome back to another stream. How are we? Blank game week 26. It's going to be an interesting one. Hopefully everything is working fine. We'll just wait, of course, just in case. Of course, in chat, if you could let me know if all is good. Hello, Tony Bear.
Welcome
How are
back.
you? Okay, we're good. Nice one. Oh, okay, let's have a look and get ready. Hello, George. How are we, my mod? Adam Souza. How are we? All is good. Max says, sup. How are you, Max? And Reese Clay. H, I hope all is well. Good to see you in chat, everyone. It's mad that people are here waiting. Usually I'm on time. What's up, Choices Objective, Matt? How are we? Hope all is well for everyone. We have another stream today, and I think it's going to be a good one. We have a bit to get through. Huang and Neto and all these. I don't even know what I'm doing either. Sam Choi, my dad, says hello. Hello, Dad. Sam Daly says hola. Well, Sam, what's the crack? So the first question of the day, Proofel says, VVD replacement, Choi. I suppose it really depends on your plan with 29, but we can get into that. I'll get back to that. Brawl with Adam says, hi, hello. Abid, how are we, bro? Nice to see you. Yeah, good to be back. It's a 12 o'clock stream today, which is unusual. We're used to doing an earlier stream, but I actually don't mind it because we get a little lion. Bruce Lee Central says, hi, how are you? Abbas says, welcome back. Welcome back to another stream. Abid says, start KDB. Hold on, let me fix this chat. Start KDB or JP, Tony for a -4. You know what? Tony is a really good option this week. Not a lot of people are talking about bringing him in because all the Wang stuff, but he's definitely a good option. By the way, look, we finally got a green arrow for the first time in about 5 or 6 weeks. It was getting fairly annoying, but we finally got one, and we're up to 33 in the world, which I'm fairly happy with. We're a fair bit off the top. We're like 60 or 70 points away from number 1. He is absolutely killing it though, so it makes sense. He is on fire. But I should have 11 feeling this week. I'm hopefully will be able to catch some news on City players, because I do think there will be some rotation. I just need to tweet that. Sweet. Okay, we're good. So we'll be keeping an eye on Twitter as usual to try catch any early team news. Okay. 1 second, I just need to fix this. Alright, let's have a look at my team. By the way, we finally added super chats. We got a few requests to do it. We finally done it. So, like, you don't have to do it, but if you wanted like a review on your team or something, I'm sure we can do it. I just had to add it because we got a few requests. Yeah, so Tony's last encrypted tweet. Let me try find it. He basically posted, good morning all, hope everyone is hydrated or something like that. So if you have any suggestions on what that might mean, let me try find the tweet. It's mad because he's like encrypting his tweets now. Crazy. So MM says, what is your chip strategy? So right now, I'm just holding on to the idea of not free hitting in 29, just to keep all my doors open, because you never know what might happen. In Gaming 27, you get more information about the fixtures that are happening in 29. So it's like good to keep all your options open just in case there's a lot more fixtures than you might want. So yeah. I'm trying to fix this chat thing. 2 seconds. Alright, that's better. So JP says, hi Choi, do you think you'll be buying Salah back anytime soon? No, I don't think I'll buy him until maybe Game Week 30. I looked at the idea of doing like a Haaland to Salah and then maybe wildcarding Haaland back in if he has a double. But yeah, Oscar says, yo, hello Oscar. Let's have a look. Is it worth taking a -4 to have 11 or just play 10 to save the hit? I suppose it depends who you're transferring out and who you're going to transfer in. Like it can be worth it if that player has a good fixture and has good fixtures going forward. So yeah, if early news say Stu is benched, would you sell him for Reguilon or Aitonori or Saliba? I'll probably sell him for Aitonori. I like Aitonori as an option. And he plays Sheffield United, which is a really good fixture. Captain Wang, someone says. I don't know about that, man. I don't think Sheffield United are going to be terrible. It is a really good fixture on paper, but I think they could be a bit better. So we'll see. Hasbullah says, "Sup, Choi, how are you doing, bro? I'm so sorry about the the KDB triple captain. If anyone doesn't know, last stream we spun the wheel for our FPL Hasbullah, and it landed on KDB. And he triple captained him, and of course he came off, or he didn't start the second game because he was injured, which is quite unfortunate. But hello, I hope you're well." Aboudi says, "Took the biggest L, bought Hoyland 2 hours later before his injury and forced to do a -8 for Solanke and Foden. I hope you didn't make that Foden move yet, because we could get some team news that he's not starting. And that would be another -4, I think. So you better pray he's starting." KDB and Morris to Odegaard and Tony for a hit. KDB and Morris to Odegaard and Tony for a hit. Yeah, I would do that if I knew KDB wasn't starting. Like I said, we will get some team news. Well, hopefully get some team news. It seems like the guys on Twitter have a fair idea on some Pep roulette. So we'll just have to wait and see. Be patient. Here is my initial plan, right? So for everyone in chat, I would say have a plan that you're going to do if Foden is benched. For me, I don't mind doing a -4 for Foden to bone. That's my initial plan if I find out that Foden is benched before the deadline. Abbott says, "Captain Tony." Yeah, that's it. That's a nice one, to be fair. I don't think I'll be on it today, but it's not a bad shout at all against West Ham. FPL Cotty, how are you? Hope all is well. Darwin to Tony for a -4. You know what? I think Darwin is going to be an interesting differential going into game week 27, I think it is, against Forest. A lot of people are getting rid of him for the likes of Solanke, which is a good move, but he plays Forest, which is not the worst fixture. And I know they've been a bit better defensively, so he's definitely not a bad shout. Wolves aren't as good when they need to be on the front foot. Also, yeah, it's because Kuna is out. Like, it definitely takes away from the attack. Maybe that leaves more influence for Neto. I would just say on Pedro Neto, I think he's, just as good as an option as Wang, to be honest. Like, he has like 11 assists this season, 2 goals, and he was injured for a large part of the season. And he has a good fixture run now, so I won't be surprised if he starts picking up a goal or two. Choi, what's your transfer plans? So, all right, if I know Foden is benched, he will go to Bone. And I will probably move on Virgil instead of getting rid of Wang. I really want Wang, don't get me wrong, because he is a really good option this week. My only issue with doing that is my plans for next week. All right, I'll show you on FPL Team on how I make my decisions. So I have the exact amount of funds to do Palmer to Hwang Hee-chan, which is great. All right, but next week he plays Newcastle. And when I go to my team next week, it looks like this. And I would have to bench probably Fernandez for Hwang Hee-chan away to Newcastle. And I mean, at this point, I would prefer to just play Fernandez. So Hee-chan kind of doesn't set me up well for the future. And also, if I plan on free hitting or not free hitting in 29, it doesn't make sense to bring him in. So yeah, that's the thought process. Looks like we got our first super chat. Big fan choice, says Harry Kane. Any advice for a man who's played his wildcard without hitting play wildcard on the -33? Love the streams. Keep up the good work. Come on, you Spurs. That's a lovely first super chat, by the way. That's great. I can't remember if I added a noise for super chats, but thank you for that. Any advice? I don't think there's any saving you from that -33 personally. But it's great that you like the stream, and I mean, I can't believe you're sending me money, but appreciate it. And come on, you Spurs. Spurs are mad now. Like, I don't know what to think of it. Some of the fixtures coming up look great. We don't have a fixture this week, but I'm still fairly confident going into Crystal Palace, I think it is next, who have a new manager, and be interested to see if they have a manager bounce. But thank you for the super chat, Harry Kane. I appreciate it. What would your midfield be if you were wildcarding? My midfield would probably be Saka, Hwang Yi-chan, Bowen, I would say. I don't think I'd have Foden. Just hard fixtures. I'll have Son on the bench for sure. There's 4 that I definitely have. Who will score more points in the next 2 weeks? Solanke or Tony? Tony, I believe. But in the next 3 weeks, probably Solanke because he has that double in the game of 28. Yeah, I like Adingra as an option, by the way. Choi. Oh, why is chat moving crazy? Who will score more points? I answered that already. Wildcard, Saka, Odegaard, Adingra, Hee-chan mid. Yeah, that's not bad. But it's just if you want to use your free hit in 29, it really depends on some of your moves. So like I said, for anyone new that's joining in, I added the super chats. You don't have to do it. But if you want to support the channel, I mean, go for it. And like I said, we could do, like, if you wanted to send me your team or your team ID, we can go through it and have a look at some transfers to make for the future. But again, you don't have to do it. It's just if you'd like to. Let's see. Pau or Nori? I'd probably go Pau. Who would you choose instead of Wang? I don't understand the hype around him, given that he will probably blank in Game Week 29. Is it because people consider him as a 1 week punt or until we know more about Game Week 29? Yeah, so that's my issue with Wang as well. He is very hyped, but I think it is for a good reason. He's really good fixtures, potentially on penalties, and he's only like 5.6 million. Now, he has a chance to play in 29. I'm fairly sure that relies on them beating Brighton, and I think it is another fixture that needs to happen, but it's Leicester needs to beat Bournemouth. And I don't think that is likely. So it is very unlikely that he plays in 29. But I think for the short term, for the next 3 weeks, I think I've seen a stat that he plays like 3 of the 4 worst expected goals conceded in the league. So I think that's why the hype is there. Also, I think Kuna definitely makes him worse in attack. So I don't know if I need to go there. Alexander says, hi Chai, Jota to Neto, Gross or Kudus? If I had to choose one, it would probably be... I would try to get Bowen. I know that's not one of the options you mentioned, but if it's not Bowen, probably Neto. Sock LH says, FBL Chai, can you make a quick free hit? Yeah, we can do. Why not? The only thing about free hits is, like we've seen in the double, having the best fixtures doesn't always equate to the most points, which is annoying because obviously in a free hit you want the most points. Also, I'd try to save your free hit if you can, but we can do that. Best midfielder under 7.5 million. Ooh, that's a good question. Who is even under 7.5 million? Let's have a look. By the way, this is FPL team. It's really good for looking at your team in the future. And you can plan, so that's why I really like it. I suppose Palmer is probably the best budget one. Richie is really good. Kudus as well. And I suppose you could say the two Villa boys, Douglas Luiz and Bailey, but they might be a minute's risk due to European competition. They play Ajax, which I think they will try rest a few players in the league or make early transfers. You can see two scroll bars. Can you? Oh, I do. Or do I? Yeah, I don't know why there's 2 scroll bars. That's really... Oh, no, that's because... I don't even know. But yeah. FPL Choi, help me out. Solanke, Foden and Walker, start 2, says Alex Fernandez. I would start Solanke and Foden just because I always prefer playing attackers. Do you think Richa could be dropped because he doesn't fit matters? I don't know what you mean by that, but I think it's very unlikely that you see Richarlison dropped. Choi, Son in for KDB next week. Absolutely. I love that move. I have no issue getting rid of KDB, and especially for a player like Son, just good fixtures, and he plays in game week 29, so I do like it. Is Bowen the best from Villa and West Ham mids? I would say so, yes. Hi Chai, Jota to Neto, Gross or Kudus? Yeah, I'm fairly sure I answered that. Bowen or Bailey? Bowen. Love from Kenya. Did you know Chai is Swahili means tea? Yes, Kennedy, and thank you for joining in. VVD replacements. Already own Walker, Estupinian, and Gabriel. Aitonori or Pau Torres. I think Pau Torres is probably the best out of a bad bunch because he plays in game week 29. Sell Luis Diaz or Palmer. I'd probably be selling Palmer. It is time to get rid of him. Does KDB play, you think, for a -4? I don't think KDB plays, lads. I think he's likely to be benched. He's not... I don't think he's exactly fit. And they've had a lot of fixtures recently, so I don't think they'd risk starting him personally. But you never know, like, and I'm sure we'll find out before the deadline. FPL Doctor says, I'm on the train to Cardiff, so I should decide on my transfers ASAP. I already did Solanke in for Darwin with my one free transfer. Now I've got Bradley and KDB in my 11. I've got no Gabriel/Wang, -8 or -4. I wouldn't worry about not having... I mean, that's maybe because I'm going out without Wang. It depends who you have instead of him. And no Gabriel, I wouldn't stress about. I haven't had an Arsenal defender in a few weeks now, but maybe that's why I've had a few reds. But I don't know if Arsenal keep up that form, especially with a tough fixture against Newcastle. Excuse me. So yeah, I reckon a -4 is on the cards for you, FPL Doctor, though. Pete says, hey Chai, any considerations of captain other than Haaland? Think I'm going Saka with more routes to points and don't see City destroying Bournemouth. Well, that is interesting. Personally, I just think Haaland outweighs any other captain this week. Saying that, if I had to switch my captaincy right now over to anyone else in my team, it would be Tony or Bruno Fernandes. But I'm not necessarily confident in Haaland against Bournemouth. But he's the best that I have in my team, I think. So, yeah. Salam Malaysia, Mohammed says, who's your captain, bro? Right now it's on Erling. I don't know if I'm going to change it. I think it's unlikely that I do. Hey Chai, Gordon to Odegaard or Trippier to Aitonori in a free. Already have Wang. I assume you mean free hit or a free transfer. Oh, free transfer. I think you keep Gordon. I don't know if Isaac is going to start. And if Isaac is not starting, Gordon's on penalties, which is interesting. The lads say, bless you. Thank you, lads. Appreciate it. Jota to Wang a -4 and play him over KDB if we hear he's benched. Yes, although you could just get rid of KDB and play... Oh, no, you hold on to KDB. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I would do that. For sure, Joshua. Is Bowen the best replacement for Jota if I already own Saka, Foden, Palmer and Richie? Yes, but next week I prefer Spurs. Somebody says, morning Chai, I got David Datro Fofana as a differential. Plays in 29 too. Thoughts? That is interesting. Not exactly one that I've been looking at. But, I mean, if you think he can do well, go for it. Why not? Just go for it. That's what I do. If I think a player's going to do well, I bring him in. That's it. So yeah, go for it. Is Bailey a no-go in your opinion? Already have Bowen. I just think Douglas Luiz is probably better than Bailey. And the two West Ham guys are better than Bailey. Just because they have European football. In my opinion, Bailey is in Villa's best XI. And they're going to want him to play in both fixtures in the Europa League against Ajax around the 16. So that's why I wouldn't go with Bailey. But if he starts, he's just as good as anyone. He probably is the best option. It's just he only gets 60 to 80 minutes. So that's why I'm kind of put off by him. Malcolm Lewis says, I'm on my way to football soon, trying to catch your transfers before I go. Well, the transfers this week will be team dependent. If I was free hitting in 29, I would bring in Hwang Yi-chan. But I'm not. I don't plan on free hitting in 29. So that's why I'm not bringing him in. Hi Choi, who to sell KDB for if he doesn't play? That's a good question. I would probably just buy Bowen. I don't know why I think that, but that's what my brain is telling me. Uh, would you do KDB to Bowen slash Saka for a -8? Not free hitting in 29. I would go Bowen if you're not free hitting in 29, definitely. Darwin to Tony for a -4 and go for Solanke in 28, or just go for Solanke now. I would go with Tony first for a -4 and then bring in Solanke in 28. It's kind of similar to what I'm doing. I've already got Tony, fortunately, but yeah. Would you do KDB to Bowen? I already read that. Get Saka for KDB or Foden? Probably KDB, but I'd wait for news, like I said. Are you with me? If KDB is benched, then not to captain Haaland? No, that doesn't influence my decision, to be fair. I feel like Haaland gets lots of chances, even if De Bruyne isn't playing, like we saw in the last fixture. So it doesn't put me off captaining Haaland at all. And I think the players around him, no matter who they are, it could be Oscar, Bob, Doku. I know Doku gets a lot of criticism because he doesn't interchange with Haaland very well, but that is soon to come, I think. So, yeah. Well, let's see. Can you discuss Jota replacements? Miko, I made a thread on Twitter if you want to check that out. But if I could choose one, it would probably be Bowen if I had the money. I'm on wildcard this week and free hitting in 29. Is there any team you'd really target? I would, if I was wildcarding this week, I would have Son on my bench for sure, and one other Spurs asset. When would you bring back in Salah? Like I said, game week 30, I would say. Would you swap Tony to Watkins on a free hit? I would keep Tony. I think it is a good fixture for Brentford. And he's on penalties and free kicks, so great option. Choi, why Bruno? Okay, so Bruno, I actually think he's better now that Højlund is out. I could see him playing more advanced and maybe McTominay coming into the team. I go with Bruno just because, for me, he had really good fixtures, and he still potentially plays in game week 29 against Sheffield United if United lose to Forest. Also, he's on penalties and free kicks and corners, and hopefully he plays in a more advanced position now that Højlund is out. They're playing against Fulham at home, and Fulham are without Paulina, who I think is their best player. So Fernandes should have a lot of the ball, and I like him this week for sure. Bowen or Gross if you're not free hitting in 29, I'd go Bowen. If you had Watkins, would you captain him against Forest at home? No, I wouldn't. I don't think so anyway. Hwang or Bailey or Kudus? Hwang or Bailey or Kudus? I would just go Hwang. I have Bowen and I will do a -12. Yeah, I'll just go Hwang. Best mid and forward punts this week if planning to wildcard in 27. Ooh, that's interesting. If I was punting, I'd definitely go with some of United boys. Maybe Garnacho, Bruno, or Rashford. If KDB or Foden are benched, would you sell for Odegaard? If Foden is benched, I'm going to go to Bowen, but Odegaard is definitely a good option. Okay, so let's do a free hit draft. This is going to be fun, and if anyone wants to copy this, I wouldn't personally because it's made on the spot. Like, there's not much thought that goes into it, but we can do it just because why not? I actually do think Forest at home is a good fixture for Villa. Let's have a look at the other options though. I can't even remember the fixtures. Forest is probably our best bet, honestly. Drink chai or coffee? I drink coffee. I have one every morning. So I would keep Martinez. Martinez, Pau. I would go S2 Pinion to Dallo for sure as a punt. I feel like on free hit, right? The main thing about it is you can be punty with it. You know, like it's only going to be your team for 1 week, so why not go for a few risky options? Like, well, not risky options, but player you could potentially do well. Let's have a look. Where is Dallo? How much are you, Dallo? I'm blind. Sorry, lads. Okay. I would probably have Bruno. I would take Foden out for sure. And I would put in... Ooh. Man, free hit is actually kind of tough this week. This is the first time I've looked at it. Huang Yi-chan has to start. Why won't you go in? Okay. I would have Watkins here for sure. Who do Forest play? They play Villa. Yes, okay. Let's see. Yes, okay. Who am I missing? So that looks good to be fair. I would also get rid of Walker. Who would I get rid of for Walker? I mean, you could go to Dunk. I know it sounds mad. He actually has some really decent attacking threat. He's really good in the air. Who would I fancy? Maybe Cash? No, we can't triple up at the back. No way. Aiton Ori, that's who I'd go with. Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Look, on paper, like, it's not a great week to free hit. You get really good fixtures, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people have similar teams to this already, so I don't think it's necessary to free hit. But it would be something like that. Of course, you'd fix the bench. And again, I have not given this much thought. So we've got a super chat by Adil Ifran, or Irfan. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Choi, big fan. Is it worth free hitting? I've only 6 players playing this week, with 7 being my transfer, but I want to roll it for next week. Yeah, so I would say I would try your best to maybe get 8 out if you want to keep it. I think you might need it for Game Week 29. Now, you could take a -4 or a -8 to start bringing in players like your Pautars or your Martinez or Bowen or Kudus. Because that way you get set up for this week and you're set up for Game Week 29. You kind of hit 2 birds with 1 stone. But I think free hitting this week is not ideal. But if you have a decent team for 29, I would say use it this week. And if you don't, try hold it for 29 and just build towards it maybe. But like I said, if you want to put in your team ID, if you send in a super chat and put your team ID in it, we can check your team here if you want and maybe plan it. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. George, my moderator, says, leak coming soon. Interesting. It's going to be the first thing on my timeline. It always is when Tony tweets. There you go. See that? I said, are you ready? Okay, let's have a look. Oh man, I don't like this. If I were them, I'd juice the shit out of it as well, but what does this mean? I have a feeling someone big is not playing, so that's the likes of a KDB or a Foden, Walker. How mad would it be if Haaland was benched? Let's see what happens. I don't know what I think of that, honestly. Let's see. Adil, if you're still in chat, by the way, send me your team ID and we'll have a look at it. Alright, chat. Who do you think is going to be benched? Let's do a poll. I'm very unsure. Like, usually I have a fair idea on who I think is going to be benched, but not now. How do I do a poll? Like, I've been streaming a while now. I still can't remember how to do a poll. This is mad. Start a poll. Okay. Who's going to be benched? KDB, Walker, Foden. Now, it could be multiple of these. Let's see. Adil says, yeah, I'll send it across. Okay. Perfect. Adam says, Aiton Ori or Dawson. I'd probably go Aiton Ori. He gets really advanced. Bradley says, good day, lads. Choi, how I can't even speak. How's the week been? It was good. Had a nice calm week. I went out yesterday. It was the 21st. So, yeah. Thank you for asking, Bradley. I hope you're well. Yeah, I think it is likely to be KDB. Let me go on Twitter again, just in case there's any more news. Hey, what's the Twitter obsession with buying Bruno? Time time and again this season. Incredible footballer, but as an FBL asset, he averages 3.5 points per game. You know what? For me, I don't mind other people going with who they want to bring in. But I mean, no problem with questioning it. But I just feel like United. I got Bruno at a time where United's form started going well, and I mean, in fairness, I feel like I've been unfortunate not getting enough or not getting more points from him, and he still has a decent fixture this week. I don't think Bruno was a mistake personally. I brought him in for a reason, and I thought he'd do well, so that's why I brought him in. Simple. Do I think he's still a good option? I mean, if he plays in 27, I have a feeling, or if he plays in 29, I have a feeling a lot of people will go there. So yeah. Why are you sending me more money, Adil? You didn't have to do that, man. Another super chat from Adil. He says, my team ID is 3605336. Okay. Give me 2 seconds and I'll write that in. That looks like a long team name. I hope it's right. 360 5336. I can't speak. 5336. Okay. Please work. Let's see. Copy that. 1 second. I need to refresh this. Go. Okay. Can you confirm this is your team? I assume it is. Just let me know. You don't have to send me another super chat to let me know. I'm just going to close this poll so I can see the chat. But yeah, again, I think it is likely to be KDB, especially with his fitness being a question mark. Just before we get into your team, Adil, we'll just answer, what is your plan with Son? And Blend says, sup, Chai, my guy. How are you doing? So the plan with Son is likely get him in next week or the week after. But I think Son, maybe he's not essential, but he's definitely one that a lot of people will move towards, and I do like him as a pick. And Madison is another one. So let's have a look at Adil's team. Okay, I assume I see what you're saying here. You're having a bit of trouble. What would I do in this situation? So 6 million in the bank. Why are you sending me money? I can confirm. You didn't have to do that, man. Thank you, though. So, let's have a look. Doughty is a hold. Bradley is a hold. Pedro Porro is a hold, and so is Madison. So you're in a tricky situation here. Like, this is a good team for the future, but right now it's kind of mashed. Like, you have a load of Spurs assets, who I definitely try keep. I personally would move on Kabore for Pau Torres. I think that's the first thing I look at when I see this team. Why? That is because game week 28 and game week 29, you're going to want maybe hold on to your free hit because you have triple Spurs. So that's the first transfer I definitely make. I do think that Bradley is a hold, and so is Doughty. It's very hard to get rid of Doughty when they have the double in 28. Good afternoon, John Hayes. How are you, man? Thank you, and Kai Big. So I'll probably get rid of Palmer and maybe Darwin. My only issue with getting rid of Darwin is, yeah, Adil's team is funny, but we're gonna try see, and he is the GOAT. So thank you for the super chats, but we'll try do some recovery on this team. I don't know what your plan is with Game Week 29, and I also don't know if you have your free hit. I'm going to assume you don't have your free hit, and we're going to try make this team so you don't need to use it in 29. So I would do Palmer to Bowen. Now, I'm kind of bullish on Bowen, and I don't know why. Like I said, it's just kind of a gut feeling thing. And maybe it's the wrong choice, but it's probably what I would do. And now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with a -4. And to be fair, I'd probably go as far as taking a -8 Oh, can you do that though? Like, I don't know if it's worth getting rid of Bradley. Uh, you have free hit. Okay. All right. But I'd probably try keep it anyway. Uh, Choi Loki asking lots of questions for Super. No, that's not the case. I just need to know because if I'm making this team, it would be good to know. um, Darwin. See, I feel like Solanke is a boring move this week and it doesn't need to be done. I would prefer to go to a Tony personally. But then you're going to want Solanke anyway, so you can't go Tony. And you can't get rid of any of these three Spurs. So you're kind of. The move is probably Bradley out. Like, this is a really good team going forward. Next week, it looks very good. Let's have a look at next week. So what would you do next week? You'd start the three Spurs, boys, definitely. Let's see. You'd bench Garnacho for sure. Madison in for Doughty. Next week, that is a really, really good team, in my opinion. You could see, like, that's 63 predicted points, like. Now, I don't know how much you care about or expected points, but I think it is a good indication to see on paper how well your team is going to be. But like this team for next week is lethal. And then you have a free transfer. So you have 8 for this week. You could do another -4 to get rid of Bradley. I would say keep Doughty for the double. So you'll have a transfer this week. You could roll it. I don't mind holding Darwin for Forest. And then next week, when he plays City, drop him down to Solanke. You have 2 free transfers, so I just bring him in, Solanke in for Darwin that week. And I definitely captain him. And I'd start Doughty for Bradley all day. And you have Areola against Burnley. And then you play Porro instead of Pau, I think. And that is a beautiful team, like. You still have another free transfer. So going into Game Week 29, you have how many? So let's turn on... By the way, if anyone doesn't know how to use FPL Team, you can turn on this predicted fixtures that Planet FPL use, or FPL Team use, and then it will set so what they think is going to be. So you have this team, and how many blanking you have? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so you have 3 blanking and 2 free transfers. Like that's really good. What do you do though? That's the question. What do you do here? So me personally, I've looked at this a lot with my own team. I would do Haaland down to a Tony. Tony has good fixtures going forward. That's the first thing I'd do, okay? He plays Burnley. And then I would also probably move on Saka. And then you have 10 that week, which is really good considering like you're not using your free hit. And this is a team that a lot of people will have similarly if they are free hitting. I would move on Saka. For who, that's a good question. I'd either move on Saka or move on Solanke. And I think Alwani is a good differential. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can go doing this. But that is something similar to what I would probably do if I was in your position. Which is actually not a bad spot. It's just this week might look a bit rough on paper. So the reason I would get rid of Haaland in 29 is for next week. Game week 30, okay? You can just go, bam, you go straight to Salah, who played Brighton. And that is really good. And then you have this team, which looks really good. And you even have Bradley, who you'd bench Doughty for. And like, that's another 60 points predicted for that. And you save your free hit for maybe potentially Game Week 34. So, yeah, thank you, Adil, for the super chats. And I hope you found that useful. We'll get back to the chat answering some questions, though. So Relax and Chill says, hello, if I do an early transfer tonight to buy in Solanke and then afterwards I decided to use wildcard, will I get back the used free transfer? If I make an early transfer tonight, the deadline is in about an hour, by the way, to buy Solanke, and then afterwards I decided to use the wildcard, will I get back the used free transfer? No, I don't think so. Adi Matthew says, sell KDB to Odegaard for a -8. Already did Darwin and Jota to Solanke and Wang, not looking for free hit 29. If you're not looking to free hit 29, I don't know if you have enough transfers to bring in Odegaard. As in, if you're already bringing in Solanke and Wang who don't play in 29, I don't know if you can do that. Aboudi Ali says, who blanks in Game Week 29, Chai? So I can show you the predicted 29 fixtures, and they are as follows. Now, a couple of these permutations are like on paper. If I look at them, I'll try break them down. So you have United; they play Forest, and if Forest beat United, they'll play. For example, Luton play if I think if they lose to City, and if United beat Forest. So that is likely to happen. Spurs are playing no matter what, and so are Brentford. And Villa are playing no matter what, and so are Burnley, I believe. And so do Fulham. So yeah. Adil says, appreciate the help, mate. Thank you. You're an absolute legend, but you need to relax. You don't need to send me your money, man. It means a lot for you even to be in my stream, so you don't need to send me your money at all, but thank you. Dan Hector says hello. Hello, Dan. How are you? Let's see. Bowen, Kudus, or James Ward-Prowse. Bowen hasn't returned in the last 6 game weeks. I still prefer Bowen out of the 3 because you know what you get with Bowen. He's reliable. You know he's going to play 90. Antonio and Paqueta are back, which I think were a large influence on why Bowen might have been not performing that well recently. So I do still prefer Bowen. But if you don't have the money, Kudus is still a good option. Bench 1 of Foden, KDB, Garnacho, Saka, and Adingra, all decent fixtures. So first of all, I would wait until you find out with Foden or KDB news. I would say you're going to find out that one of them is going to be benched. So whichever one is benched, I would say. If all of them somehow manage to start, I would bench Garnacho, I would say. Omar says, I'd love Wolves to lose. You know what? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Don't get me wrong, they've been on really good form. But at the end of the day, it's Wolves versus Sheffield United. I just think that Sheffield United can always pull something out of the bag. They're just so random, and I know they have not been good this season, but still. Let's see. Hi Chai, hope you're well, says rematch. Would you play Bowen or Solanke this game week? I would definitely play Bowen. I know Solanke's on penalties, but Bournemouth against City is a no-go for me. So I would play Bowen instead. Aboudi says, Chai, do you remember you told me not to captain Watkins? I'm doing it. If I win, I'll at you on Twitter. Go for it. I don't remember that, but sure. Daniel says, would you bring in Spurs defenders on current wildcard? Daniel, yes, I think I would, right? The only thing I have with that is we've not got Spurs news because we don't play this week. So we don't know the extent of the Porro and Adogi injury. But I think they are only short term. So I would probably risk holding a Spurs defender on my bench. Jay-Z says replacements for VVD and Darwin. I would say Pau Torres and Solanke is the easy route, but I don't fancy him this week, so I think I'd hold off on that move. Also, Darwin plays Forest, who I do fancy next week. If KDB is benched, would you sell him? Yes. Anyone have enough to captain Tony this week? Sorely tempted. Yeah, Gareth, I really like Tony this week. I just don't think I can captain him over Haaland. I feel like West Ham are a mixed bag. You never know what you're going to get with him. But Brentford have been decent, even against the better teams. Boy, Saka for KDB. It depends on their plan for 29, I would say. But it's not the worst move. Raka says Choi. He spells it CHOI, which is interesting. Who will you switch to Bowen? Gordon, Palmer, or Foden? Depends if Foden is benched this week. If he is benched this week, I'd go Foden. And if he's not, I would probably just go Palmer. Liam Campbell says, hey Chai, if you have 11 players already, would you do Diaz to Wang for a -4 to bench Taylor? Yes, I would say so. I don't like Taylor this week. And it's mad that so many people have him. I just seen someone say Diaz is starting. I don't know how reliable that is, but you'd assume he would start because there's not many other options for Liverpool at the moment. So yeah, Diaz starts, says chat. Let's have a look. We'll bring it up on stream. Um, yeah. By the way, FPL Stormzy, man, that is crazy. I love Stormzy, so it's good to see. It's really good for the community as well. He'll attract a lot other creators, or like the sidemen. A lot of them already play, but maybe give them more petrol to post about it maybe more often. Can't confirm, but I will try anyway. Thanks, I feel bit for spotting it. Okay, so Diaz. So it's not Luis Diaz. It's City Diaz. Okay, so that means no stones, I would say. We've got another super chat, by the way, from Andrew Diamond. He said, thanks, thumbs up, and this is my team ID. Jota to Wang and Trent to Saliba, question mark. Okay, let's have a look at your team. Thank you for the super chat, Andrew. I appreciate it. We'll pull up your team now. 690432. Okay. I don't know why it's like that. Show me your team. Let's go to the home. So, Andrew, like I said, I'm no genius here. This is just my opinion. So take it with a grain of salt. Of course, do what you always feel is best. Okay, so keep that in mind. Jota to Wang. Okay, so you've done Jota to Wang already. Let's put that in. By the way, lads, use FPL Team. It is really good for looking at your team for the future fixtures. And like I said, make sure you click this button. It puts the projected fixtures for the future. And take them with a grain of salt too, because they're not confirmed. But yeah. So Andrew says Trent Alexander-Arnold to Saliba, question mark. Andrew, I don't think I would do that. Realistically, Saliba is not going to score another goal next game. Look, I know recently Gabriel and Saliba have been monsters, but I think it's very unlikely that they score again. So you're doing a -4 to get rid of Trent for Saliba, who is likely to keep a clean. Well, I don't even think it's likely that they keep a clean sheet. So I think doubling up on Arsenal is a small bit risky at the back. So I think I would hold off on that. But maybe you could do something more exciting to an 8 Ori, or even just save the transfer, because I don't know if it's worth a -4. Again, you could do, if I were to do a -4, you'll eventually have to get rid of Trent anyway. I just don't think Saliba is the play to double up. Now, that might bite you in the arse, and that's just my opinion though. I would probably take a -4 though to try field another player, just in case, the off chance that Foden is out, or the likes of Ake or Estepinian don't play. Like, you just don't know. So I think come the deadline, have a fair idea on what you want to do, just in case any of them is benched. Whereas if you would have done Trent to Saliba, then finding out that another one of your players is benched is not ideal. So hold off, I would say, for the time being. Going forward, how do you fare? It doesn't look bad at all. I do like it. What is your plan? I would say mainly with Game Week 29. You need to keep that in mind, and your chips, of course. So yeah. If there's anything else you want me to look at, I'll come back to it. But I hope that helps. For Game Week 29, it doesn't look good. I hope you're free hitting and that you have it. But thanks for the super chat. I'm going to assume you have free hit 29, just because it is a bit rough looking for Game Week 29. But yeah, wait for some team news. That's the main thing. And thank you for the super chat. We have another one from Irfan. He says, need help with chip transfer strategy, no free hit and no triple captain. Okay, this is going to be interesting, because it's hard to plan when you have none of them. So let's have a look. And I'll try also answer some of your questions in chat, lads. I know we're looking at teams, but I'll try to get back to as many as I can. Ronak says, I'm watching chai while having chai. I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you find this stream useful. I'll always try my best. So Andrew says, yep, have free hit still. Thank you. No worries at all, and thank you for the super chat. Let's have a look at Irfan's team. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So 2554627. And we'll go to home. So you want help with chip/transfer strategy, no free hit or triple captain. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to Game Week 29 for your team, just so I have a fair idea on your numbers for it. Please work. Yeah, there you go. So you've 3 missing this week. Oh no, you have Alex Moreno. You know what? I think you might be screwed for Game Week 29. Let's have a look. Predicted fixtures. Where are you? Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's not looking good, bro. I think Consa will be back for then. Oh, what do you do here? Okay, so let's go to this week. Start off. For me, I think you have to bring in Bowen since you have no free hit. Okay, it's not even a choice. You Bowen, Kudus, or one of the Villa boys. That's what I would do. All right, first of all, I'd definitely bring in Bowen. I would bring in Ivan Toney. Fairly standard because that sets you up better for the future. And that makes you play 11 this week. By the way, I hope this is your team, yeah? So that would be for a -4. You feel 11 and you look good going forward. Next week, what do I do here? I would probably... Oh, it's tough. I would move on maybe Foden for Madison. Or if you can somehow stretch it to Son. And I'd play Virgil. Something like that. Now again, this is rushed, but this is just kind of a initial first idea on first look. So keep that in mind. The next week, you have Solanke Dublin. I don't think you can afford to try double up on anyone else unless Luton play in a 29 also. But I would probably go Virgil to... If Luton play in 29, I'd go Doughty. Assuming that they aren't playing in 29, I would just go to maybe a Spurs asset. So that's a Paro or a Dogi. I still don't mind them as options, by the way. And then the next week, that's your blank. And this doesn't look bad, to be fair. You'd obviously captain Solanke. Then it's your blank. And you'd probably have to take a -4 or -8 here, which is fine. And I'd just go Saka up to Son. Definitely. Something like that. And then I'd probably take a -4 to bring in maybe Awani if he plays against Luton. He's not a bad shout. Or you could do, like I said, the strategy of moving down Haaland to any other player. So let's just say you do go with the likes of Awani. And then next week, so you have, how many is that? 9, assuming Constance fit. And then next week you bring in, like I said, Salah. So that's a fair idea. It's kind of tough with no free hit going forward, but I hope you found that useful. I need to remember from my own team that the deadline is in about 37 minutes, and I still don't really have a clue what I am doing, so I should probably have a look at my team. But again, thank you for the super chat, and I hope you found that useful. Ice G says, what's happening, brother? Your moves for this week. Like I said, I think I'm going to bring in maybe a Kurt Zuma. That's the plan for now, just because he plays in 26 and 29 and he gets my funds out of Virgil so I can go for a Spurs asset in the next coming week. Someone said not his team. I hope that was your team, by the way, or else I just done it on someone's random team. I can't pronounce your name, but hey everyone, sorry I'm late to the party. No stress, you're here now, that's the main thing. Danny B says, big up Choi, hello, I hope you're well. Sabir says, no leaks, not yet, other than Diaz is starting. Salman says, are you going to do free hit in game week 29? I don't plan on it. People are wondering, how do you get your team ID? So if you go to Fantasy Football and you put it in the browser, it should come up near the top here. I'm not sure exactly where, but it comes up somewhere on the website. If you put it in the phone as well and you just sign in, it will come up if you look in the search bar. Let's have a scroll on Twitter just in case we've missed anything. I think we're good though so far. And my mod is on it just in case. We have Charlie Taylor starting, by the way, if anyone has him. So it doesn't look like we've got any more news. Let's just see this last post from Tony, just in case. But I feel like something big is going to happen. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but you need to click on points to find ID. Thank you, Abbott. Should I double up on Spurs attack? Yes, maybe not this week though. Best 1 week punt before game week 27. And would you take a -4 for one of my playing XI if benched in wildcard 27? Yes, Michael, I would. BNT Ghost says game week history. I assume you're talking to find your team ID. Vladimir Olkansky sends me $5. Thank you for that. Sends his team ID and says, already did Jota to Odegaard. Any other changes and who would you captain? So we'll have a look at this and then we'll have a look at my team. Thank you for the super chat. Let's stick in your ID. By the way, I know I can't get to everyone's team, but you should take this as a fair idea on how like you should plan to do your transfers. And again, like I'm no genius here. You can go a different way. This is just how I look at it, and it's my opinion. So yeah, he says he's on Jota to Odegaard already, which is a good move. I like that. Again, if you're going to send in a super chat, let me know what chips you have left, because that is very important to some of your transfers I plan on making. So Jota to Odegaard, any other changes, and who to captain. So I think it's very hard to go against Haaland this week. It's going to be interesting. You might be in a bit of trouble here if De Bruyne / Foden are out. And I don't know if Zinchenko's going to play, but he could potentially play, so we might stick him in just in case. So I don't know if both Lamptey and Estupinian start, which is interesting. So Ake is back in the XI, says, George, thank you, and Asmus Bruce for letting me know about that. We'll have a look at that tweet in a second. So I would take a -4 if you get a team leak that... Yeah, thanks everyone in chat for letting me know. Reese Clay. Let me know if there's anything else. But basically, I think this is a decent team for this week, right? I just think you might be screwed with a benching, so De Bruyne or Foden. You can make a decision on if you want to move one of them on for like a bone. It really depends on your plan in 29, like I said. But I'm going to assume that you are free hitting in 29. And if I found out De Bruyne wasn't playing today, I would probably just go to a Hwang, just because I'd be sick of looking at De Bruyne every week. And he has a tough fixtures coming in the future. Another thing I would say is, going forward, you need to fix up this defense. It's good. It's just like Zinchenko, he might get back in the squad. Taylor, he's only getting back into the squad. He doesn't exactly play for a good team. And the likes of Lamptey and Estupinian, they could potentially start, but every week they're at a risk. So I don't know if I'd keep them, and I'd probably start moving funds to make it better. So let's just say in theory, okay, that you find out that De Bruyne isn't starting. I'd probably just move him on. And it is a tough decision to get rid of De Bruyne, and I can see why you'd want to keep him. But for me, they're going to have Champions League again, and you never know if he's even going to play in the next game. So I'd probably just move him on. And then the next week, you look decent. It's not bad at all. I'd start Darwin for sure. And probably just bench Taylor against Bournemouth. It seems like a lot of people have decent teams for next week. Chewy FBL says, warning you ahead of time to watch out for Boona. I'm not quite sure what Boona done, but cheers for the heads up. This week, so I would just hold Darwin for this week, assuming that he's fit. And you can move Foden to a Maddison. It's probably what I would do. And maybe it's just because Spurs bias, but I do like it. So let's stick in Maddison. And in Game Week 27, you will find out about who plays in 29. So that's also great. So going into the next week, you need Solanke. That's out of question. You have to have Solanke. So we stick Solanke in. And then hoping that you have your free hit in 29. This looks like a decent team. And I like it because you also have Doughty. I didn't even realize. So that looks good. you would definitely play something like this. Now, it's a different story if you don't have free hit 29, but this is what I would do, and it looks good on paper. So, yeah, thank you for the super chat. We'll just go to Twitter real quick just to see if we have any other team news. And by the way, if you find any of this useful, feel free to like and subscribe. I appreciate you all, and thank you for coming and joining my stream, all 222 of you. I don't know if I'm easy or hard to listen to, but I appreciate you choosing my stream as your choice. So, Ake starts and Luis Diaz starts. So I assume because I know about these type of players, they know the full 11, I would say. Like, I don't think anyone else is drip feeding them the information. So, nearly knocked over my laptop. Let's see. So, I think in the last 2 minutes of the stream, I'll be spamming Twitter to see if we get any more team news, because that will be important for my decision. Jordan Habib says, hey lad, is Hwang over Haaland a bad idea? Top 100k at the moment. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily a bad idea. I just think it's risky. There's nothing wrong with it though. Absolutely. If you think Hwang is going to do well this week, I mean, go for it. Why not? So people are asking, why don't I have Watkins? So it looks like Pau is likely to start, by the way. So why no Watkins? So let's look at my team. I don't have Watkins because I like the idea of Darwin, Tony, and Haaland for 6 fixtures last week. That's the first thing. And of course, Watkins done really well that week. But I also really like Tony. I've been watching Brentford play, and I think Tony has been really solid. He's a really, really good player. His hold-up play is ridiculous. He's on penalties and free kicks, and he's a bonus point monster. He also has decent fixtures and plays in Game Week 29. He plays Burnley in Game Week 29. So, as someone who doesn't plan on free hitting in 29, that's why I have Tony. And I'll need Solanke instead of Darwin. And I want to keep Tony, so there's no point of me getting a Watkins. Well, not that there's no point. It's just it's kind of harder to get Watkins when I want the likes of Maddison and Son, who I'd prefer over Watkins. So that's the thought process. I've went without him for a few weeks now, and I've survived. So I'm not too worried about it. But that's why. It's Roberto says, bro, I've only just joined your stream now. What's your team selection for this week? Yeah, so this is my team. I have not yet made a transfer. So yeah. Liku says, FPL Choi, Haaland is boring. Who would you captain? Saka, Gross, or Watkins? I mean, if you're looking to have a bit of fun, just go for Watkins. I guess he's the second best option, I would say. Dawson or Aiton Ori, I'd go Aiton Ori. Rishav says, hi Choi, I've got 10 players already on a -4. Should I take another hit and remove Højlund? Yes, because he's out for 2 or 3 weeks. Potter Rebuild says, Choi, morning. Palmer to Saka or Hwang Hee-chan using a free transfer? I would probably just get Hwang. I already got Bailey as I intend to avoid free hit 29. Yeah, you're in the same boat as me. I would go... Ooh, if you're free hitting at 29 though, do you go Hwang? It depends if you like the short-term idea of Hwang. I don't think there is an issue with that though. The best goalkeeper for this week, for me, it has to be Martinez. Is Walker benched? I don't know. Let's have a look on Twitter to see if Walker's benched. It's mad, like, we just go on Twitter and you just find out, like, it's crazy. No, Frank Lampard in the lineup. Ake India start. Not on Walker yet, which kind of does worry me. Taylor or Estupinian, I'd start Estu. James Rotary says, good luck, mate. I appreciate your hard work. It doesn't go unnoticed. You need to make more YouTube vids. Yeah, so I will be making more YouTube vids. I plan on it for sure. It's just I need more time. I've been fairly busy recently, but I will try my best. If you have any ideas on what you want me to do for a video, DM me on Twitter or whatever you think it is. Absolutely any of you. Reach out to me and I will keep it into consideration of what you want. And we have our first channel member, which is mad. I forgot I even added that. Benjamin, welcome to A Cup of Chai. I forgot to tell you that I set up a channel member. I appreciate you supporting the channel. It definitely motivates me to see that like people want to be in here and be part of this on a weekly basis. So it's ye that keep me going, and I love FPL, so that's why I do it. So thank you for the super chat, or not super chat, for being a channel member. And I'm sure I will add a lot more features, like emojis or stuff like that, for being a channel member. So thank you. By the way, this is one thing I didn't know. I sent one of my first donations to Chasing Green Arrow stream last week, and you can just do donations by using your phone credit. I didn't know you could do that. Like that's mad. So that's how I send super chats and stuff when I want to support a channel, which is interesting. City Extra said Walker starts, says Abbott. I'm unsure about that. Let's have a look. So, by the way, if you become a channel member, let me know if you want specific stuff just because you're a channel member. I can try add that. So let's see. Connor says, hi Chai, Jota, Foden, Darwin were at -8 for Saka, Wang and Solanke. I don't know if I'd get rid of Solanke, or I don't know if I'd take a -4 for Solanke this week. I think he can hold off on that. Liam says, hey Chai, thoughts on Dunk? Dunk is an interesting one. Brighton have looked a bit better defensively, so he's not a bad option. Let's have a look. Any more team news? Haven't seen Pieface in ages, actually. What? That was mad. Is Akanji starting? We've not got any early team news yet, but I'll be sure to let you know if we do. Chris Hurley says, come on you Spurs, Captain Saka, Watkins, Wang, or boring Haaland. Chris, if you're a Spurs fan, there's no way you're captain Saka in a week like this, first off. Secondly, Watkins, Wang, and boring Haaland are 3 good options. For me, it just has to be Haaland because it's very hard to go against him this week. But again, if you wanted to be different, there is nothing wrong with a Watkins or a Wang or a Saka. It's just, for me, I think there's no reason to go no Haaland. Garnacho captain or He-Chan? I think He-Chan is probably better. Super Mix says, hey Chai, what do you think of Garnacho as an option? Or should I double up on Neto and Wang for -8? No, I think Garnacho is a good option. He's a good budget. He's only like 4 or 5 million. He's 5 million, I think. And United potentially playing 29, and they have a good fixture this week, so keep him. 24 minutes left. Don't forget to do your own team. Absolutely. We'll get to that in a second. Chai, do you realise there's no Virgil this weekend due to the Carabao Cup final? Yeah, don't worry. I know. Thank you for letting me know. I'm just kind of top up in my mind what I'm going to do. Son says best replacements for Shaw. I already have 3 City. I would say probably Pau Torres. Chai, is Maguire worth taking a -4 for? I don't think so. It depends who the -4 is for, though. What do you think about getting Welbeck? I don't think I'd bring in Welbeck. I think João Pedro's around the corner for being fit. That could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But you know what? As a punt, if it's 1 or 2 weeks, go for it. Let's see. Thoughts on this opinion? Yeah, he had some pasta with De Zerbi, which is interesting. I think he does start, if I were to put money on it. If I was free hitting in 29, I would just get Wang. Palmer or Hwang or Douglas Luiz for a -4. Depends on the plan for 29. Try to goat Bruno or Hwang. Probably Wang, but if I had Bruno, I wouldn't get rid of him. FPL Choi, should I sell Ben Johnson for a -8? There's no way you brought him in because of me, and if you did, I'm so sorry. I wanted to monitor him because he was playing right wing for West Ham, which is kind of crazy considering he's a defender for 4.4. Should you take a -8 to get rid of him? Potentially, yes. Chewy says, good luck this week. Thank you. So, Abadi says, Foden start. Everyone's spamming Foden starts. Okay, this is great. So that's Walker and Foden starting for me, so I don't have to worry about them. I don't know what that was on my timeline, by the way. Abad says, should roll. Let's have a look. So, Chewy says, no Gundogan. I think that is Ake starts. Where is this? Okay. Sniper starts. Cool. Thank you, chat, for letting me know. You lot are the best. Interesting. So Foden, Walker. Did we get a Walker confirmation? I don't think so. But Foden, to be fair, I wanted Foden not to start so I could take him out. I know it sounds mad, but everyone has Foden. So I guess not this week. So what's the move for me? I either go Virgil van Dijk to a West Ham defender. Ooh, what do I do? What do I do? I think it is Virgil van Dijk to a West Ham defender. Just because I already have double Villa, so there's no point in tripling up, really. I'm not that confident in it. Who to start, Porro or VVD? I'd start Porro. He's one leg and he's not playing, so... Wait, does Walker start? Not that I know of. I don't think we've got confirmation of that yet. Again, we'll keep you posted. No news on Walker, says George, and I trust George. So again, just to reiterate, why am I getting rid of Virgil this week rather than bringing in Hwang? Which I still could do. Probably because I want to get funds out of Virgil and have a player in 26 and 29 that I know are going to play. And I can bring in the likes of Madison or Son from that money going into the game week next week, the week after. So people are saying Foden starting means KDB benching, which is likely, I would say. Do I think Alex Moreno is nailed? I wouldn't say so. The reason I don't think he is because they have European football coming up and Digne is back, so I don't think so. Bongo says West Ham defender. Yeah, I know, but we're not exactly spoiled for choice here. That's the only issue. Palmer to Gross or Louise. Intending to avoid free at 29. Yeah, I'd go Louise if you're trying to avoid it. By the way, from our first channel member, can I see you in chat or are you a lurker? There's no issue if you don't want to show face. But if you can let me know why you became a member or what I can do to make it better, that'd be great. Noah says Reguilon 100% comes in for you. Reguilon is not a bad idea. I do like that. You know what? I didn't even consider that, to be fair. Reguilon. I could do Reguilon. How much is he? Let's put in my ID. Two seconds, lads. Yeah, so I have to start looking at my team. Tom Bradley says, HI, greetings from Amsterdam, and -4 to Darwin to Slanky. And then bench Lamptey. I don't know, Tom. Slanky has a terrible fixture this week. It's literally the worst in the league. But you could do it. I mean, I think if you do it, it's not bad. And if you don't do it, it's not bad. It's a win-win, basically. Is Lampard starting? Yes, Lampard is starting downtown. Tello says Welbeck or Mateta. How have we got to this point? How are we considering Welbeck or Mateta? This is crazy. We're literally in 2024. But if I had to choose, it would be Mateta against Burnley for sure. Oh, that's class. Okay, so I can do... Let's have a look at my options. So we have Reguilon or Regulon. It's always been Reguilon for me. Ex Spurs by 2. How much is he? I assume he's 4.6. Surely. If he's any less, that'd be great. Select team. Rico Lewis starts, says someone in chat. Is this true? Because that's not good if it is. Let's see. George, any update on Rico Lewis? Froze for a sec. Okay, back. We're so back. So, let's see. Oh yeah, what was I doing? I was looking at some of my options. Did I miss a super chat, by the way? Potentially, maybe. Sorry, I think I did miss it. I will answer. No, I didn't. Okay, we're good. Let's see. How much is Reguilon? 4.4, man. That's really good. Do I back Brentford defense? Do I back Brentford defence? No, not necessarily. But do I back it more than West Ham defence? Yes, I do. They play West Ham this week. Someone says, is Moreno a good Trent replacement? Not necessarily. I think there is better options like a Pau Torres. This is true. Brentford only let City score one. Yeah, I suppose. Is it Kurt Zuma or Sergio Reguilon? Who am I going with here? Reguilon has been on really good form recently, and you wouldn't be surprised if he comes back with an attack and return eventually. People are saying Lewis starts in chat. I don't necessarily believe it unless one of the bigger boys says it. People want Reggers in my team. All right, let's have a look. So if I bring in Reguilon, it says, let's compare it to the other assets. So West Ham. West Ham for 4.6, I can get Kufal. 4.5, I can get Zuma. And I can get 4.4 Emerson. I think Reguilon is the one, and he plays in GAMEWEEK 29. You're right, chat. Dosa says, try to go. Thank you. Benjamin, our first channel member, says, hey, would you check my team? Absolutely, I will. I just need to lock in this transfer, and I'll have a look, Benjamin. Thank you for becoming the first channel member. Appreciate it. Don't ever go cat kicker. Yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't, to be fair. But I do fancy him for a goal. I know it sounds mad. But I just get these gut feelings at random times. But I think Reguilon is the play. And thank you for... I didn't even think of that. I don't know why. West Ham away, though. I do think they concede this week. But going forward, it probably is their best play. Benjamin, if you could just send in your team ID into the chat, we'll have a look. Reguilon or Pau. Reguilon or Pau. Either, I think for this week, you go Pau. Reguilon could come up with anything, though. Reguilon is the one, lads. You're right. You're so right. Let's do it. Let me just say that again in my mind. Reguilon over Zuma. Yes, that makes sense. Okay. Sorry. Let's have a look. Can I do it? Where is he? Thank you, Benjamin. We'll have a look in a second. I'm just going to make this transfer. Reg. You know what? I'm happy that Reguilon is doing well since he left Spurs. He had a rough time at Spurs. It wasn't great. He didn't get much game time. And then he went to United and he didn't get looked at either. So happy for Reguilon. He's starting to pick up some good form as well. So I think that is going to be my move. So the idea is Reguilon this week. Next week, we start him against... Oh, he plays Chelsea next week, though. That's not ideal. Noah says, I can't believe I've helped try and make a transfer. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, this is why you're here. Like, it's not just me trying to give you advice. It's vice versa, you know. Like, it doesn't matter where I am in the world. At the end of the day, like, our opinions are always subjective, and you'll come up with something I might agree with, and you never know, like. But the only issue I have with this transfer is I'm going Reguilon over Hwang Hee-chan here. Who do I think is going to score more points this week? Hwang Hee-chan. Who sets me up better for the future? Reguilon. I'm cooked. You see what I'm saying here? But Reguilon does look... He does have a good a cross, and if someone's going to score for West Ham, it is going to be Tony. So let's make it happen. Next week against Chelsea, though. Next week against Chelsea. I'm so sorry. I'm going back and forward on this. Yeah, I'll probably just bench him next week. Yeah, so that's the thing with Hwang. If I bring him in, I'm benching him next week. So you're right. I think that is the play. Make transfer. Play for it. Confirm transfer. Virgil to Reguilon. Yes. Okay. Nice one. Am I happy with that? Yes, I'm happy with that. Only because he plays Burnley in GAMEWEEK 29 and you could see him doing well. MJ, or Mijay, he says, man, why are you such a nice guy? Amazing energy. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying my best. Yeah, it means a lot. And thank you for chilling in with me. I appreciate it. So let's go back to our first channel member. Look at his team real quick. Sorry if I don't spend much time on this. It's just because the deadline is so close. But we can look at your team because you're a channel member. We will have a look at it in any week you want that we're streaming. So let's have a look. Okay, so this is your team this week. I assume you're just wondering what I think. I mean, you have 11 starting already. That's good. I like that. Do you roll? Or so I don't know if Isaac is playing. So you're right for a Spurs fan. Objective Matt says, yeah, thank you. So I'd be happy with Martinez. I think Estupinian plays. Double Arsenal is not ideal this week, but you have to play him. You could move on Jota for Hwang. It depends on your plan for 29. I would say, yeah, I'm also free hitting 29 probably. Okay, that's ideal. I would just bring in Hwang for Jota. You could roll, but I prefer bringing in Hwang. If you don't bring in Hwang, I'd buy a Spurs asset next week. If you bring in Hwang, I would drop Taylor and play a 3-5-2. So yeah, we will get back to your team in another stream, Benjamin. Again, oh, sorry, I've already transferred in Hwang for Jota. Okay, that's perfect. And then going forward, you have Hwang against Newcastle. You start Darwin. Like that. That looks really good for next week, man. I really like that. And you probably just go Foden to Son if you can afford that, which looks great. And then free hit 29. Yeah, that's ideal. You bring in Solanke at some point too. Okay. So for me, captaincy is on Haaland for the time being. LMAO says, hello mate. Start Van Heck or Estupinian. I'd just start Estupinian. Douglas or Trippier. I assume you mean Douglas Luiz. I would just start Douglas Luiz. Although Trippier is hard to bench. JK Rowland says, love the stream. You're a legend. Thank you. Haaland starts, says all the lads in chat. Let's have a look. Thank you, Benjamin, again for becoming a channel member. Appreciate it. Anytime. Let's have a look. Haaland starts, okay. Interesting. No surprise there. If KDB's bench, is it worth to get Saka or Bruno for a -12? I don't know if a -12 is justifiable, man. He could come on for 30 minutes. I don't think it's worth it. It depends if you want to set up for 29. Thoughts on a Dinger? A Dinger is a good option. Ben Johnson for Reguilon for a -4. Yes, if you're not free hitting at 29. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it if you're not. Alex says, loving the stream. Hwang in for Palmer or Richarlison. I'd do Palmer. I'd have to hold on to Richarlison for sure. Plan to free hit for 29. Yeah, I'd get rid of Palmer. So, anyone new in chat, Ake starts, Diaz starts, Foden starts, and so does Haaland. I have a feeling we're going to get a big one just before the deadline, though, so be ready. MJ says, alright, Mijay, Choi, what do you think about Wolves' assets? I think they are good, but if you're not free hitting in 29, I don't think I'll go there. Again, it's team dependent. Chewy says, FPL, watch out for Boona. I don't know what Boona does. I know who he is because I've seen his account before, but again, thank you. Show team. Here's my team. It's all right. Why no KDB news? Just because none of the boys have seemed to tweet about it. Everyone, have your phones open and ready to go. We have 5 or 6 minutes to the deadline. I think we are going to get something from Tony, so you need to be ready for it. When it comes to 2 or 3 minutes before deadline, we'll constantly refresh. When does Brentford have a double game week? I don't think they do. Let's see. KDB doesn't start, says someone in chat. Yeah, this is literally all of us right now. KDB doesn't start. No KDB. Okay, there you go. So, no KDB. Everyone. And I have a feeling there's going to be no Walker as well. I can't lie. Make your transfers. So what does KDB not starting mean for me? Um, I would probably move him on. Personally, it's very hard to move him on, but I just think you have to because he's not fully fit. Also, by the way, I do think Lazy FPL are a reliable source. So would I sell KDB for a hit? And if so, who is it for? I would sell him for a hit, personally. I would probably sell him for Bowen. I mean, Bowen, or you hope he comes on this week and then do Son next week. They're your options in my opinion. So yeah, no KDB. Do we think KDB will play at all? I think he does come off the bench, likely. Depends on if he is injured, though. I can't tell if he's injured. So our channel member says, when do you do your members live streams? I mean, we could do a members live stream, but right now it would only be me and you, so it would be a one-on-one. But yeah, we could. What are your transfers, Choi? My transfer is Reguilon in for Virgil van Dijk. It's just a move for the future, and I didn't want to bring in Wang just because I'd have to bench him next week. And yes, no KDB, that's right. Do Spurs have a double game week coming? So Spurs are likely to double in game week 37 and in game week 35. 2 doubles. And game week 34, we're likely to blank. That's why I want to keep my free hit, because I think we'll all have Spurs assets. Senesi for double game week. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Do we have any other team news? I have a feeling Walker is benched, lads, and there's nothing I can do about that because he returned last week. Fair enough, lol. We'll get Gianni and Dean to join. Yeah, Benjamin, we could do that, to be fair. I do plan on having Gianni and Dean on the stream. Let me know. Again, DM me and we can try sort something out and see what we can do. What do you do if Walker doesn't start? I think I just hold on to Walker, to be fair. Bowen or Louise? Bowen all day. Connor says, loving the stream, Shy. Do you think Darwin to either Tony or Solanke were a -4 and would give me a full 11? Yeah, I think a -4 for Tony is viable. Is valid even. I don't have an issue with that at all. So we have 3 minutes till the deadline. 270 people in here. Thank you everyone that's joined me. Like the stream if you found it useful. So just to reiterate before the deadline, KDB is not starting. That's the main thing. And Foden is starting. So people are saying Walker is benched. That's just typical, isn't it? Can I DM you? Go. Yeah, absolutely. I always answer my DMs. Well, usually answer my DMs. I try to get back to as many people as possible. People are saying that Walker is benched. And again, like I said, there's nothing I can do about that. Is what it is. 2 minutes to the deadline. So people are saying Walker is benched, but I've not seen anything, which is unusual. I don't know where you're seeing that. Choi, Wang for Palmer or Watkins for Darwin. I assume it's the other way around. Darwin for Watkins. I do Wang for Palmer. I'm not using free hit. Well, if you're not using free hit, it's Watkins. 2 minutes to the deadline, by the way. Mr. Feather says, go, Choi, 2 minutes left, man. Can you check my team real quick? I would, but I want to answer as many questions as I can in chat just before the deadline. Apparently he's benched according to City Extra. City Extra are usually a reliable source. But if they quoted Gundo, it's not a reliable source. If Walker is benched, do I take another hit for a -12? No. Not personally. I don't think I like that. Any other team news? 1 minute left. Surely they just released the whole team now, no? Or that makes too much sense. Big up Mateta. Start Solanke or Trippier. Solanke. Start Brantwaite or Shar. I would start Brantwaite. Word captaining Saka. No, it's not ideal. I need to take a screenshot of my team, actually, by the way, just so I can post it on Twitter after the stream. Okay. Looks good. 1 minute to the deadline. Yeah, everyone get locked in. I probably should have made sure that I done mine. But yeah, that's what we've done for this week. Haaland captain and Reguilon is in. I'm happy with that. Mr. Feather says Haaland pulled his hamstring in the warm up. That would be crazy. KDB might still get on and return this game week. You never know exactly. Gross can become the second German to produce 10 assists in the season. That's an interesting stat. I didn't even know that. Good luck, MJ, and good luck, everyone in chat. Everyone's locked in. Cheers, Gary, for joining us. J.K. Rowland, thank you, Choi. No worries at all. Supreme Sports says start Dingra Tony next week. Next week, who are they playing? Probably start Tony, even though it's a tough fixture. Tony, then Solanke next week? Question mark. Yes. I don't think I'd get rid of Tony, though. Already on a -8. Is KDB to Bowen worth another hit? No. I think KDB should be fine for next week. Focal rate, not again. Don't start this. I'm not falling for it. Nixon, there is no focal rate this time, surely. That would be crazy. Good luck, everyone, though. Still 224 in here. Ask me some questions. I'm happy to sit here for another 10 or 15 minutes if everyone is happy to be here. Why would you go Richarlison through the bad fixtures? Or why would you go through Reguilon with the bad fixtures? I feel like they're on good form, right? I think, well, not that they're on good form, but they're playing a bit better. Reguilon specifically is on good form, and he has a good cross on him, so he can always return. Next week, I plan on benching someone, and if I brought in Hwang, I would have happened to bench him next week because he plays Newcastle. So Reguilon, I feel like, was better than Zuma. Although Zuma does have good fixtures. It's just for the attacking threat, I'm going there. When you bring in Bowen, I don't know if I am, but if I am, like, I will probably bring in the Spurs boys first. So we'll see. Yash says, you're amazing, bro. Keep up the good work. I'm trying my best. I appreciate it. Brantwaite or Trippier? Trippier. When are you bringing in Bowen? No, I answered that already. So heading out now. Hello, Yelena. How are you? But thanks for the stream. Really enjoyed it. Good to see you, and thanks for joining in. What was I going to say? Yelena. Sorry, I pronounced that wrong. Apologies. Who did everyone captain? I assume everyone just captained Haaland. I think that was almost default. This is crazy, Harry. There's no way this is real. Oh, he benched the 3 boys. I see what you done here. You rat. I should have known. Let's see. Yelena, if you're still here, who did you bring in? I'm intrigued. Will you get Solanke next week? I think I'll rather play Darwin and save the transfer. Ken Mr. Bird says hello from Malaysia. Hello, how are you? Captain Tony, Hwang. I wonder, did we get any more team news just before or after the deadline? Big up Fran, by the way. Best of luck, Fran. I should post my team. Let's post my team. Yeah, we can do some team reviews. Reguilon, Van Dijk, Reguilon, yes. 33 in the world. Sorry, that's 2 seconds. 33rd. Not too bad. And then, what did you do? Oh, Haaland captain as well. Yes, you got Reguilon. Yes, Kieran, we did. Gotta add the globe, exactly, downtown. Globe is the best emoji in FPL. And then the down arrow, there you go. Perfect. Okay. Choi, do you work out? Absolutely. I go 4 times a week and I have done for the last year and a half. It's one thing that I take really serious. And I'm fairly disciplined on going to the gym. Recently, I've started messing around with my split, but I've been eating fairly well as well. So, yeah, I actually was speaking to FPL Raptor about maybe doing a workout if I go over to England with him, which would be interesting. So, yeah. Was there any news on Alvarez? Says Zane. No, I didn't see anything. Does anyone in Mars play FBL? Interesting suggestion. I'm unsure. Gary, when he works out, what transfers to make? Oh, I see what you done there, Gary. Kieran says, I've had Reguilon since that 12-pointer he got. Fair play. I think he is a good shout. I was skeptical at the start, personally. I just didn't know what to think of him. But yeah. Let's go keep it up. Eternal Flame says, Choi, what up? What's up, mate? I assume that's what you tried to say. How are you going, Eternal? Could you check your DM? Says one. I can. Give me after the stream. What is your current workout split? Says the Terminator. So I'm currently doing upper lower. I try to do 16 sets per muscle group. I'm sorry if I'm boring anyone about gym stuff. But so I do 2 exercises per muscle group. But I'm built upside down basically. My legs are ridiculous compared to my upper body. It's actually crazy. But yeah, I am on creatine. I can't have whey because I break out and my body doesn't like it, but I do eat well enough to not have to take it. So yeah. Reguilon, nice punt. Thank you, Beardy. Appreciate it. So if you had 11 players playing this week, including Estupinian, would you have rolled a transfer or not? Yeah, I would have rolled. It depends who the 11 are, of course, but yeah, I think I would have. Eternal Flame says, Spurs fan here, no Ange Ball for a week. How are you holding up? You know what? Maybe we just needed that 1 week. Usually, like, I'm excited to see Spurs, but I think we do need a week off, and it would probably benefit us. A week in the training ground. In terms of no Spurs this week, maybe it's a good thing. But yeah, I think going forward, we have Palace next, who I do like the look of. I think we should win that. Maybe not comfortably, but we should definitely be winning that. That's the thing, Ange Ball is terrible. What is your plan with Spurs assets? To either hold them or bring them in, definitely. Choi, did you remove the C effect after someone subscribes? Yeah, I had to because we had a few complaints, and I'm more of a general type of person. Like if majority says they want to keep it, but there's a lot that still say they don't want it, I got rid of it just in case to keep everyone happy. But yeah, Spurs need Maddison. That's right, and I think my FBL team needs Maddison. I think Maddison is a good shout because I think he has a lot to offer still. We're still yet to see the best of him since he's come back from injury. And he plays in GAMEWEEK 29, so it's a lot of people will want him for sure. Spurs need Kane back, says Lewis. I don't think we need him. We're no longer the Kane team. We're the Sun team now, which is great. Choi, which team do you support? I support Tottenham. Proud Tottenham supporter as well at that. Let's keep scrolling. Yeah, still 150 people in here. Thank you, everyone. I don't know why you're still here and you like to listen to me ramble on, but again, I appreciate it. Like I said, for the future streams, I set up super chats if anyone's interested. And we set up a members thing. If anyone has any suggestions for what I could implement when you become a member, that would be great. Do you watch rugby? Yeah, there's rugby on today, I believe. I don't necessarily watch it, but I probably should, to be fair. Ireland are amazing at it, so if you support it, best of luck in it, though. And Kai Big. I think we're going to end the stream in 5 minutes. I just want to see if there's any more team news on Twitter before we go. Ale says, I came late, Chai. Who are you captaining this week? I'm going with Erling Haaland. FPL Mayor has gone with Saka captain. That's crazy. The vibes are immaculate here. Thank you. Relax and Chill says, are you Korean? No, I'm not Korean. I was actually born in Ireland and I'm fully Irish. As you can tell, I clearly look like I have Asian descent. So you're not wrong for guessing that. But my mom is from Hong Kong and my dad is from Malaysia. So there you go. Eternal Flame says, what happened to your rank? Weren't you like second 1 week? Yeah, that's right. Things change, man. Second and 33rd aren't exactly far, though. Which is interesting. Oh shit! I think I captained Saka by accident. That's crazy. How have you managed to do that? Choi is Irish, yeah. Adam O'Brien, I am. Even I've gone with Saka. Irish coffee, let's go. Yeah, have a coffee every morning. Some of the FPL names are funny. Who made this guy a mayor? You know what? He's done that for a while. It is cool though. There's so many different FPL names. Like I'm fairly sure there's literally one for absolutely everyone. We even have FPL Stormzy now. Choi, not Mexican. Wow. Do I look Mexican? I didn't think so. FPL Spaceman has done Gehi Richarlison to Kilman and Huang Hee Chan. Huang Hee Chan captain. Wow. 347th in the world. Come on, you Wolves. That is mad. That is mad. Love your accent, brother. Irish is cool, but why in the hell Spurs? So my granddad is the reason I support Spurs. His father was in the army in London, and when he was a child, he had to go over with his father. And then, of course, he chose Spurs. His brother chose Arsenal, and here we are. Chai is my favorite beverage. Not gonna lie, yeah, chai is good, man. It is good. No chai, not Mexican. JK. Okay, I can't believe Spaceman is gone with He Chan. Captain, that's crazy. That is crazy. Big balls, yeah, absolutely. Maybe I shouldn't have gone Haaland. Okay, I think we are going to wrap up the stream there. Are you a dub choice, says Adam O'Brien? No, I'm from Waterford. Any last questions before we go? Do you speak Cantonese? No, but I understand small parts because of my father. Your grandpa's brother sounds cool. No, absolutely not. Love from an Arsenal fan. You know what? I have a lot of followers that are Arsenal fans. So, yeah. How did you come up with your username? My username is my second name, so that's all. It's just Choi, Dylan Choi. That's me. Beardy says, thanks for the stream, my man, and see you later. Yeah, we'll see you later, everyone. Thank you for joining me again. There's still 130 in here, so thank you. We'll wrap it up there, and I will see you on the next one. I'm fairly sure the next stream is on a Saturday. Liam says, Mup Monster, absolutely. So see you later, lads. Thank you.